Hi, come on in. Come on in and set a spell with me. I know you just saw me yesterday and now you're seeing me again today. Too much? I just got my AliExpress orders and I thought, you know what? I'll pop in really quick, show you what I got. It is all nail supplies for doing gel nails. And I don't have any nails right now. I had to cut them all off and take the tips off because of the work I'm doing in the bathroom. So I will down the road do a video with the gel products being used. I'll probably tag it into some other video, but you'll get to see it. But I thought, you know what? I've got so much going on today. Levi and I just got back from the vets. I'll fill you in after we take a look at this stuff. So welcome back. I know. Too much of me, too much in one day. I have, I think, 5 or 6 different packages, and you can see they're all individually packaged because all the sellers, and I'll probably pull them all out eventually, all the sellers at AliExpress do their own shipping, which is why you might not get free shipping on an item or you might get reduced shipping on an item, but these costs are still beating Temu. So AliExpress right now is having this big 80% off sale. If you haven't looked there to shop, by all means, take a look. I am filling my cart with some clothing type items, and we'll see what I come up with. But this is all nails. Now, the original cost on these that I'll give you is not necessarily the cost I paid because I did have credits. And yeah, some of these things were free. But $2.12, let's get started. This is a nail brush, and this is not for nail art. This is for applying the acrylic powder. This is a really, really nice brush. I do like this. Let me see if I can get it out of here without hurting myself, this hard plastic. So the brush comes capped. And when I say capped, I mean it has this protective little plastic over it. But it does come with a cap that you can put over the top of it when you take the plastic off so that you seal your brush up. All right. This is a number 16. Now, the sizes basically just indicate how big the bristles of the brush are. Holy cow. I can't talk this morning. I have been in fast forward since I got up this morning. So this is an angled brush, as you can see by the tip of it. It has a little bit of a point on it. This is good for smaller nails, which is why I got this particular style. When you push on it to apply, it tends to spread things out in a curve the way your natural nail would curve. So if I push it down on my nail, it fits the curve of the nail. It spreads out. So that's a bonus to having one of these. We'll keep it in here, protected in the plastic. Does the top latch on there? No, it just sits on there. But that's pretty cool. That's a number 16, and that is a, yeah, don't know if it's I don't believe it's a camel hair brush. I think it's just a regular acrylic brush. But excellent tool going in my collection. Okay, what's next? This was, did I not put a price on there? Oh, because there's 2 items in here. I got 2 items from this particular seller, and it is 2 gel polishes. This one was $2.31. This one was $2.07. These are not really big bottles. Gel polish doesn't typically come in a big bottle like you would get regular nail polish. This one is a very rich purple color. I don't know if you can see that, but I will open it up so that you can see the color on this. This is the gel polish. This is like a lavender color. Look at that. Can you see that beautiful lavender shade? So I like that. Good color, good consistency. I like to keep them in the bags to keep them sealed until I start using them. So that's purple, or well, lavender, I guess. This one is, I believe, bright red. I did open them up and mark the bottom of the bottles with them. But here's the thing. With gel polish, if you don't cure it under light, it stays wet and soft. So can you see the red on the end of my finger? I did this when it first came in. It still hasn't dried. So this one, let's take a look at this, is bright red. Look at that. Fire engine red. Y'all know red's my favorite color, right? The brand here is called Born Pretty. And these are about a third of an ounce. There's not a lot of polish in these, but you don't need a lot of polish. Depending on the color with gel, you typically will only put one coat, maybe two coats on. But it depends on what you get. So I'm anticipating I'll probably just need two coats, but it goes a long way. All right. This was $8.09, and this is a set. This is what you need when you're doing gel nails. You have to have your base coat, your primer, and your top coat that are for gel nails, or to go with the gel polish, rather, I should say. Let me try and get this open. It does not want to open. Okay. I should take my... Let's take it out on the box, shall we? I'll tell you what I'm taking out the box in a little bit. Okay. This is called Venalisa Primer Base Coat, Top Coat, Tempered Top Coat. So this is a set for about $8, which is not bad. Let's pull it out, take a look at it. What am I dropping? I don't know. Oh, piece of the box. Don't need it. Okay. So you've got your primer. So when you're doing your nails and you have your acrylic tips, before you put any polish or anything, on the part where you have put your acrylic filler, you put your primer. Your primer, think of it like it's the sticky stuff that makes everything else adhere to it. And then you have your tempered top coat. So this is basically a top coat that will cure and be shiny. And this is a matte top coat. So if you don't want everything to be shiny but sealed, you would use the matte. I do like the matte finish on certain colors. Not on reds, but like on the earth tones and sometimes on the more fluorescent colors. I like the matte because it tones it down a little bit. But this is a nice set. So you've got your primer, which is basically your base coat. That's what goes on first. Then you put your gel polish on. Then you choose whichever top polish you want. So these are necessities. If you're going to do gel polish, and if you ever had it done in a salon, you notice that they always put what looks like a clear coat on your nail first. That's the primer. And then when they're done doing your nails after they've cured, you've put them in the UV light and they've cured, then they will put the top coat on and cure that. I do have my own UV device. I just put the brush in there. I have this big one, full-size one, and I also have a little portable one that I got from Temu, and they both work great. When I'm doing my nails or someone else's nails, though, I prefer to use the bigger one. You only have to set your hand in there for like a minute, and my big one has a timer on it, so I don't have to stop and worry about how long I've had my hand in there. All right, this was $8.64, but I actually only paid 16 cents for it because I had credits. And this is your sculpting powder. This is your acrylic powder. Now, to only pay, well, even at a value of $8.64, this is 2 ounces. This will last me more than a year. Acrylic powder goes a long way. So it breaks down to pennies every time that when I put a full set on, I do a new set, and I have to coat the entire nail, it won't make a dent in this. And then every couple of weeks when I have to do a fill, again, you won't notice it. This lasts a long time. I got the one, this is clear. You can see on there it says clear. You can get white and you can also get pink. Now, if you want to do like a French tip, most times they will use the pink, because with the clear, you can see your own nail underneath it and it doesn't look quite as nice. So pink for French tips, clear for everything else. Okay, so that's the powder. That's necessary. To go with the powder, I remember when I was first taught how to do this, I did not know what the fluid was that they were dipping the powder into in order to have it make that paste and stick on your nails. At first, I thought, well, maybe it's just water, but no, it's called monomer, and it's this purple fluid. This is 5.1 ounces, and it was $5.63, but I only paid 10 cents for it. But even at $5.63, that's roughly $1 an ounce. That's cheap for monomer. So this is the fluid that you dip your brush into, and then you dip your wet brush into this, and you apply it to your nail. So you have to have both of these. Monomer is the most expensive part, and it doesn't last as long as this. I will go through this monomer probably, depending on how much I do my nails, this will last about 5 months. So about an ounce a month in monomer. But 2 ounces of this will last a year. Not a bad price, though. For the two of them, like $15, $16 for a 6 months to a year supply to do my nails. You can't even go to a salon and get a fill for that much money, let alone do your own nails for an entire year. So I'm really happy with the price of this. You can see I haven't opened it yet. I'm going to leave it sealed until I'm ready to open it, and then I will put it in my container. I don't like to leave this in the bottle. I pour some into my supply, so to speak. I keep this clean. Monomer doesn't have to stay clean in order to work. Monomer can be dipped. If whatever you don't use, you can just close up and reuse it. It doesn't matter if there's gunk or anything in it. It's not going to affect it. If it gets too bad, then you just kind of strain it, and that's just like you would strain anything else. But with monomer, you have to be careful. You can't put this in like a solo cup. It'll eat the cup. This stuff eats through really thin, brittle plastics. You have to have a hard plastic bottle in order for it not to eat through it. And the container, if you've ever noticed in the salons, the containers that they keep them in are usually either tin or glass with little lids on it so that it doesn't eat through it. Oddly enough, though, once it's combined with the powder, it doesn't eat through your nails or the brushes. But that was that. Let's find out what else we got here. I know we got more. Okay. $3.03, but I only paid a nickel. I paid 5 cents for this. This is a set of 3 brushes. And I wanted different size brushes because people have different size nails. I have different size nails. The first brush I showed you is not going to work on my teeny tiny little pinky finger. Well, I mean, it will, but it'll be a pain in the butt. So I tend to get brushes of different sizes, and I wanted to try their brushes. So this is 3-pack. Let me open this up. And I chose the brushes by size, so that, and size meaning the width of the bristles, not the length of this. These are not for decor. These are for doing your nails. So this one is a 10. This one is an 8. And this one is a 14. All right, so that's a 10, 8, a 14. And then this other one that I got, this is a 16. So I want you to see the size comparison when I open these up. Now, I do keep my brushes in the tubes for storage. All right, so this one, let's open this one up first. Hopefully I won't drop this all over the floor. This is a 14. And again, you can see now this one is not as pointed on the top. You can see it's a little bit more squared off. But if you look at the difference between the 16 and the 14, you'll see that the 16 fans out a little bit more than the 14 does. It's shaped a little bit differently, and it's not quite as big, as wide on the top. Let me get this one back in there. We'll tuck the 16 away. What'd I do at the top? Ah! You have to be careful you don't catch the bristles, because as soon as you start catching those bristles and spreading them out, you have a problem. All right, so that's the 14, which the 14 for me is great for most of my fingers with the exception of like my pinkies. This one is the 10. It's hard to get out of here. Now you can see the 10 is a little bit shorter in the bristle area and not quite as wide. So obviously the bigger the number that you have, the wider the brush. I actually prefer an 18 or a 20 at some times, but this is a 14 versus the 10. And that lets you know. So if you're someone that has smaller fingers, that size 10 is probably going to be perfect for every finger that you have. And I'm liking the quality of these brushes. These brushes are sable, so they're a little bit more expensive. And then this one is the smaller one. This is the 8. So if you look, you can see the difference in them. The 8 looks to be the same as the 10, but it's not quite as wide when you spread them out. There's not much difference between an 8 and a 10. I don't know if you can see that little bit of difference on how wide they are. So I use the 8 as a backup to my 10. And it gives me the option, should somebody have a smaller hand. So I'm happy with what I'm feeling with these brushes. As far as how they perform, I will show you that when I actually start using them and I do my nails, which I'm hoping won't be too long from now. I don't like being without them. I've had them back on for so long that it's like, I got to keep them on. I'm not adulting today. Unfortunately, I have to be very adult today. All right. And the last couple of things that we have left is 3 more polishes in different colors. This one was $2.09. Now, whoops, there's a hole in the bag. It's trying to escape. No! I like colors that make statements. This color is a really dark, almost a like a zucchini color, like a dark plumish kind of color. I guess you would call it zucchini is the dark. What's the dark purple vegetable that I don't like? It's kind of like, yeah, like a fat banana, but it's purple. Anyway, love this color. Look at this. This is like a brownish red. And I absolutely love the color of that. It's nice, perfect color for the winter months. I tried to get a variety of colors. The gel polishes that I had before barely had anything left in them, so I just tossed them. That's why I decided to go with this. This one was $2.34. And this is, oh gosh, how do I describe this color? A maroon, maybe? It's hard to tell. It's a purplish brown, but not as dark. I don't know if you can see that color. It's lighter than a plum. I don't know, but I liked it. I saw it and I liked it. I don't even know what it's called. It just has a number. It doesn't have a name. That's the thing with most gel polishes. They don't have a name. Let's see. My French gorgeous glitter painting color nail art. Now it just says color CGO 92. Doesn't tell me. It was $2.34. And whoa, where'd my light go? Hello. Come back. Here it is. Okay. We're back. I don't know why it does that. But you know, it's weird. It's not just my computer. I was watching one of my favorite haulers, Melissa, and she's the cheap chick, if you've ever watched any of her videos. Her camera was doing the exact same thing. She was going and opening these boxes, and her camera kept going light and dark and light and dark. And I'm thinking, maybe it's just something with the network because of the storms that are going on. But it was pretty good. I was happy to know that it wasn't just me that was having that issue. All right. And this one was $2.10. And this one is Hot pink. This is fluorescent pink. There is no way to not know what this color is. Look at that. Oh boy, get the sunglasses out for that puppy, right? This may be the first color I try, guys. I don't know. Oh, but yeah, I love that it's hot pink. Hold on a second. Let's see, get my settings here. I don't know why it's doing that, but anyway. So I've got 5 or 6 nail colors. I've got 4 new brushes. I've got the monomer, and I've got the acrylic powder. I already have my UV light in order to get everything processed and make sure that I cure everything when I do my nails. And I will do a video of that. I might do a video by itself, or I might just tag it on to another haul video that I do, but I will definitely do a video to show you the use of these products. Now, I didn't put anything on these nails because these are like pitiful. But before I took off old the old tips, I did just dab a little bit on the end of each nail with the colors just so I could see how they looked on the nail, just a little tiny drop. And I love every one of those colors I picked out. They're very, very rich, very good for all different seasons of the year. So I've got the couple of the darker ones for the fall and the lighter ones for the spring and summer. And you guys will get to see a video of everything being used. So that's it for the AliExpress order. In comparison to these exact same size bottles of gel polish. Now, I couldn't find this same brand because this brand is called Born Pretty. I could not find that on Temu. Doesn't mean they don't have it. It just means I didn't find it during the time I allotted myself to hunt for it. So in comparison, I did this gel polish, the same size of the bottle, in other words, 0.34 of an ounce, like a third of an ounce. And AliExpress, even with the shipping, came in everything in this order. When I duplicated it in my cart in Temu, and considering Temu had free shipping, AliExpress came in cheaper by $4. That's a big difference to me. $4 means I can buy 2 more bottles of gel polish, right? Or something else worth $4. But to me, that's a big savings, even with having to pay a little bit of shipping. And I think on 2 of these items, I didn't have to pay shipping. And I'm basing the price not on what I paid, not on like the 10 cent or 5 cent. I'm basing it on the original cost of the item. In other words, the $8 and change for the monomer, the $8 and change for the sculpting powder, that found those same size components at Temu, and Temu was more expensive. Shipping, almost to the day, the exact same amount of time. So shipping is not an issue for me when it comes to both of those 2 sites. So I'm happy with what I got, and I can't wait to show you how they go. I may actually kind of mix it up and put 2 or 3 colors on. I don't know. I could get, you know me, I can get silly. I can, yeah, just do weird things. Okay, so just a little brief about what's going on around the corner. In yesterday's video, I told you I had to run some errands today with Levi. We did stop at the paint store, and I picked up the paint for the bathroom, which I will work on perhaps tomorrow. Plans for the week have kind of changed a little bit, but I got the paint. I couldn't find my paint pan, so I got a new paint pan, and I got a little bit of extra painter's tape because with all that beautiful wood framing in there, I don't want to risk paint getting into that wood. I want to make sure that I tape where I need to tape to protect the wood. So that's all said and done. We'll see how I feel tomorrow if I'm in the right frame of mind to be doing this. So before we went to Sherwin-Williams, Levi had his first appointment at the vet's with Dr. Lawrence. And it was a quick visit. The doctor just gave him a quick look over. The tech clipped his nails, which Levi was pretty tolerant for that, but he was a little shook up after it, and he hurled up his breakfast. He's looking at me like, Mom, stop talking about me. He brought up his breakfast because he was just so unnerving. And I get it. It's the first time at a new vet office, new scents, new smells, new location. It's going to cause him some anxiety. It was a quick visit. The doctor looked in his eyes. He thought he might have a thyroid issue, but they drew some blood to try to figure out why I can't get any weight on him. Well, he has to go back on Friday for at least an x-ray, possibly a CAT scan. We'll see. Because his blood work came back pretty messed up. He's showing as anemic. His electrolytes are off. His kidney and liver and enzymes, pancreas, basically everything is like off kilter. And he doesn't know the vet doesn't know whether there's maybe something growing in his abdomen that's causing that. He definitely doesn't have a thyroid problem. But we don't know what the issue is. There's something going on that his organs are not working right. And the vet thinks it could be anything from early stage kidney failure. I mean, he is 12 and a half years old. So it could be kidney failure. It could be liver failure or a problem with his liver. We don't know. So we're going to start with an x-ray. We have to go back on Friday morning. We're going to start with an x-ray, see if he sees anything growing in there, and then we'll decide the next course of action, what, if anything, that we'll do. The vet does not believe that Levi's in any kind of pain whatsoever. He's not experiencing or acting like he's in pain, but something is causing his organs to shut down. And considering that he does eat a well-balanced diet, he shouldn't be anemic. I don't know. But keep him in your prayers. I have to tell you what happened when we first walked in there. When they had him up on the exam table and they were drawing blood from him, the vet tech asked me if I would be interested in adopting a pit bull. And that in the back room, in the back area, they were housing a female pit bull, a Blumiere, just like Levi, but much younger. And they were looking to rehome her because her owner had passed. And pit bulls can be hard to place. Not everybody wants or has a pit bull. And I let her know that, I can't do that to Levi. Levi is going to be my only dog until his time comes and he passes. And I just found it, after getting the call about the blood work, I found it to be just a little unnerving to me that his blood work came out so negatively. And obviously there's a sense of urgency because the vet wanted to get us back in there right away on Friday. So I don't know if the universe is saying, hey, here's your next dog and this female needs to be adopted and loved on, because I'm not going to have Levi for much longer. Told myself I wasn't going to get emotional, but you guys know how I am about my fur babies. So I'm going to cross my fingers and let the doctor do what the doctor needs to do. I'm not going to take any heroic measures. I don't know about, doing an x-ray is one thing. I don't know about doing a CAT scan, whether or not it's necessary to go that far. I'm going to wait to make any kind of a decision until after I have a firm diagnosis, or at least something that's pointing to a diagnosis and what we can or cannot do. You all know that I am not the kind of person that would keep my animal alive for my sake. As long as my boy has quality of life, he's going to be with me. When his quality of life diminishes and or he develops any kind of a pain or loss of function, then it's time to let him go be with Sadie. So cross everything you got. Throw a few extra prayers our way. Okay. I got to stop. It's hard. But thumbs up for the video. Don't be afraid to shop AliExpress. I am finding that by using caution and going slowly, picking my purchases carefully, looking at all my options for shipping and whatnot, and doing comparison shopping with other sites. So far on these things, I'm finding the things came out better on AliExpress. If they come out better elsewhere, you know I'm going to tell you where I find those particular items for the most reasonable cost, which I always add shipping in there. So that, I mean, that's part of the price, right? That's making it cost effective or ineffective, depending on what additional charges we have to pay. So share the video. Let everybody see the kind of things you can get at AliExpress for a very reasonable amount of money. And reasonable amount of time, less than 2 weeks. It was 11 days from the day I ordered everything. Again, they came in individual packets, but the individual packets were put in one bigger bag for final delivery. So I don't know who does that. Is it customs? I really don't have a clue. If anybody knows how that happens, because obviously all these different labels from all these different companies are coming from different areas. I don't know how they figure it out, whether or not they go by zip code or name and address, but it ends up coming in one bag. If you're not yet a member of this channel, please consider subscribing. I would love to see us hit that 5,000 mark so I can get that gift box out to somebody somewhere in the world. And Levi says hi, and don't worry about mommy. Mommy will be fine. And I will be back with more. I have another Temu order that I just got notification it should be delivered tomorrow. And 3 more orders outstanding and possibly 1 more on the way. So yeah, you can't get rid of me that easy. You'll see me again soon. And yes, I will keep you updated on His Highness. As soon as I have more information, I will share it with you. I appreciate all your love and support, guys. Remember, stay hydrated above all else. Please stay sweet, and I'll catch you soon.